So Man City have now lost 5 games in a row, and the performances coming from Man City at the minute are just not good enough. It's just the gameplay of this football club at the minute isn't good enough. We all know that. Everybody knows that. Because they've now lost 3 Premier League games in a row: Bournemouth, Brighton and Tottenham. One of their worst results at the Etihad Stadium in ages. 4-0 at home to Tottenham is unacceptable. Tottenham, before this game, lost 2-1 to Ipswich Town, gave Ipswich Town their first win of the season. And it's just not good enough. It really isn't for Man City. And Man City fans can't just keep putting the blame on Rodri, saying that they're losing because he's out injured. Because if that is the only reason, then there's big problems. Guardiola has just signed a new contract at the club, and he's signed up to be manager for Man City for another 2 years. If this is the case, what has he won at Man City what is he going to win at Man City in the next 2 years what he hasn't won a million times before? Because if that is the case, he's won the Premier League numerous times, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup. I don't need to name all the trophies he's won. He's won the treble with Manchester City. So he doesn't really need to stay at the club for another 2 years. And this is disgraceful what's going on at the club at the minute. Now, it can't just be Rodri, because after it was announced he was going to be injured for the rest of the season, that was the Arsenal game that happened just a couple of months ago. And after that, they beat Wolves, Watford in the Carabao. Was it the Carabao Cup? I think it was the Carabao Cup. They beat Sparta Prague, Slovan Bratislava, Southampton. So you can't blame Rodri, because they were winning after that. And then they lost to Tottenham in the Carabao Cup, and that's when it all started, because they lost to Tottenham 2-1 in the Carabao Cup. But again, he can't be blamed for these performances. You just look at the talent that's in this team. Obvious. Erling Haaland, Mateo Kovacic, Savinho, De Bruyne, Phil Foden, John Stones, Ederson. There's a lot of talent in this team. Mateus Nunes. So, Man City shouldn't be losing by this many goals at their own stadium against Tottenham. Tottenham also gave Crystal Palace their first win of the season a couple of weeks ago as well. And it's just not good enough at all. Bear in mind that they also lost by a thundering 4-1 at Sporting's ground. So, Man City, they haven't been playing well at all at the minute. I thought after that Tottenham game, where they lost 2-1, they weren't playing the greatest team. I thought, okay, it's just a blip. Tottenham got lucky because it's the Carabao Cup. Man City, I don't really think care about the Carabao Cup, because, they've got bigger fish to fry. Let's be honest. But then it was after that. They lost against Bournemouth. Then they lost again. And they lost again. And they lost again. Their biggest game of the season comes up in a week's time against Liverpool at Anfield. This is a game that's very important to both sides. Man City lose this, I think all talk of a title is out the window for Man City. This is Liverpool's title to lose, because they're top of the league and they're now 8 points clear of Man City. Man City have won so many Premier League titles, and it would be such a shame if they didn't win this one. No. Yeah. For a top club like this to be losing this many games in a row isn't good enough. It's unacceptable. 5 games in a row, which they haven't won. I never thought I'd be saying that about Manchester City, but they're in a crisis. Like, let's not beat around the bush here. They're in a crisis. But it would be the most Liverpool thing to go this many games unbeaten, with an exception of a loss at the start of the season, and then go to play Man City at our ground on Sunday and lose. It would be the most Liverpool thing. But you just have to take a look at Liverpool's team. We've had Queeving Kelleher in goal. Now, he's been amazing stepping up for Alisson. Alisson comes back from injury after the November international break. Lo and behold, he might come back next Sunday, just in time to play Manchester City. Now, this game is so important for both teams. Man City need to try and keep their hopes of a title alive, and Liverpool need to win this to go 11 points clear. So, it's more or less a title decider. 3 months into the season. It's the title decider, basically. Whoever wins this, I mean, is it a title decider? Because Liverpool is still 8 points clear of Man City. Man City win this, they're still in for a chance. Liverpool win this, they're now 11 points clear. And I've got a feeling if Liverpool win this game on Sunday, it's going to be very difficult for Man City to catch up, because Liverpool will then be 11 points clear of Man City in the title race, which is going to be very hard to catch up with. Now, Man City are a team that you can't write off. Never write them off, because you'll just get bitten in the arse. But this is a phase that they're going through where they're losing games just like that. And to lose 4-0 against Tottenham at the Etihad Stadium on Saturday was one of their most embarrassing results so far of this season. And they've lost to Sporting Lisbon in the Champions League. Let's not forget they've lost against Brighton and Bournemouth. But Brighton, they've been class this season. But at the same time, it's just not good enough at all. Now, all Man City fans, none of them are happy with these results at the minute. They should be doing better than they are doing. But with Haaland having not scored since they played Brighton before the international break, he didn't score in this game against Tottenham. He hasn't actually scored in a long time. I'm going to make an exception with that game against Brighton. But apart from that, he hasn't scored in a long time. So, yeah, I think life in the Premier League might be getting to Haaland a bit. Like, you know, he's had 2 seasons of it being easy, now it's getting harder. The Premier League ain't an easy league to be in at all. But Man City have won it so many times. And we've been at this point so many times in the season where we've gone, I think Liverpool are going to win it. And then we've just been bitten in the arse. So we will just have to see what happens. But Man City always find a way. They just always find a way, no matter what. Even if they go on and lose another game in the Premier League, it still won't surprise me if they go on and do something in the Premier League at all. But yeah, Man City really do have to start getting something in these performances, because it's just not good enough at the minute what they're producing at all. And I think it's unacceptable standard for what they can actually do. But yeah, if you enjoyed that video, you know what to do, which means like, subscribe, turn post notifications on, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.